Rachel, and I am a program specialist at AnswerLine. At AnswerLine, we get lots of questions about eggs. Eggs are an inexpensive source of protein and serve as an important functional ingredient in baked goods. In this video, we're going to focus on egg storage and handling. Just because an egg floats in water, it does not mean that it is unsafe. As an egg gets older, the air cell enlarges, making it more buoyant. Eggs should be stored at 40 degrees Fahrenheit or less in the coldest part of the refrigerator. They should not be stored in the door where temperatures may fluctuate. Refrigerated eggs should not be left out at room temperature for more than 2 hours. Check the sell-by date for freshness. Eggs will keep for about 3 weeks beyond this date. The United States Department of Agriculture has determined the best way to fight salmonella contamination is to ensure eggs are clean before they reach consumers. On commercial egg farms, it is required that eggs are thoroughly washed and immediately refrigerated before they leave the farm. The washing process removes any contaminants, such as manure. Once eggs have been refrigerated, it is critical they stay at that temperature. A refrigerated egg left out at room temperature can sweat, which can facilitate the growth of bacteria, which can enter the egg through its porous shell. Refrigeration also preserves the egg's quality. Eggs in Europe, as well as those from smaller farms in the United States, are not required to undergo the extensive washing that is required in the USDA's Egg Safety Rule. Because the natural coating remains on the eggs, combined with the fact that they've never been refrigerated and therefore will not sweat, makes them safe to be sold at room temperature. Freeze only clean, fresh eggs. To freeze egg whites, you will crack and separate the eggs one at a time. You want to make sure that none of the egg yolk gets in with the egg whites. Once you have separated the white, label a container with the date and contents, and then put in the freezer. The gelation property of egg yolks causes them to thicken or gel when frozen. To slow this down, you can add either 1/8 teaspoon of salt or 1½ teaspoons of sugar or corn syrup to 1/4 cup of eggs, or the equivalent of about 4 egg yolks. I'm going to do mine today for savory or main dishes, so I'm going to use some salt. So you'll just add that in and then mix up the eggs. Make sure on your container you indicate the contents, and if you added salt, which would be for your main dishes, or sweetener, which would be for baked goods. To freeze whole eggs, you want to beat them until they're just blended, and then put them in a freezer container, seal tightly, label, date, and freeze the contents. You can freeze hard-boiled egg yolks for use at a later time for toppings or garnishers. It's best not to freeze whole hard-boiled eggs or hard-boiled egg whites, as they may become tough and watery after freezing. To freeze the egg yolks, place in a freezer container, label and date, seal, and store in the freezer. Eggs can be frozen for up to 1 year. When you're ready to use the eggs, pull them out of the freezer and place in the refrigerator overnight to thaw, or thaw under cold running water. Keep these tips in mind when you're storing eggs, and make sure to give us a call at AnswerLine if you have any questions about eggs or any home or family related question.